Hello and welcome to video 3. In this video I'll be talking about the various plasters that are available at most builders merchants. All these plasters here are the British Gypsum plasters, again quoting from the British Gypsum site book. It is known as the plasterer's plaster because it is the best plaster on the market. It's very consistent, you know what you get in, it's very workable, and basically it's the best out there. Right, so first up then we've got the undercoat plasters. The first one is thistle bonding coat. That is denoted by a purple bag. Now this backing coat plaster is used for low suction backgrounds, expanded metal lathe, concrete, etc. Sticks like shit to a blanket. Absolutely fantastic. I use it for all my patching up work. Any repair work you've got to do in backing work, bonding coat is the answer. The rest of the other ones are hardwall, tough coat and browning. They are your major undercoat backing plasters. Whenever I do a plastering job and you're rendering up and you've got to go onto a blockwork wall first or a brick wall, I'd always go on with a bonding coat first. Seal up the wall, take off the dust, wet up the wall, go through your normal prep procedures, and then a quick scratch coat, a bonding coat, and then you'd go on with either hardwall, tough coat or browning. They also do thistle renovating, thistle x-ray. X-ray obviously to impermeable to X-rays. Never used it, never going to use it. Never had a job quoted for in a hospital yet. Thistle dry coat. That is a cement-based undercoat for application after a damp-proof course. Never need to use it. I've gone for the traditional cement-based undercoat anyway, rather than buying an expensive bag of that. You can get a lot more, obviously cheaper in bigger quantities. Thistle renovating. That's an undercoat plaster I think British Gypsum have now discontinued for many years. It was never really used, never really took off, because at the end of the day, bonding coat and the browning coat is sufficient for most replastering applications. Right, onto the finish plasters. Just move my little camera across here. I don't know if you can see these pages that clearly or not. This isn't a particularly great camera. You've got thistle plaster finish. That was a finished plaster which was specifically designed to go onto backing coats only. That had a drying time of just over 2 hours, which was ideal. I used it when I first started up because it gave you extra time working on your own to lay 2 big walls on, and it was a lot better to work with. Board finish, specifically designed to go on to medium suction backgrounds like plasterboard. Can use it on backing coat plaster, but not recommended. Setting time of an hour and a half to 2 hours. And then you've got multi-finish. I use this for everything. Up to 2 hours setting time, ideal on boards, ideal on backing coat, refurbishment work, replastering, spot on. So that's multi-finish. That's in the orange bag. I'll be using multi-finish in the next videos to show you how to mix it up. Renovating finish. That was another one that British Gypsum built in. It was white plaster. Never seen it, never used it. They discontinued it for never use. Universal one coat plaster. Obviously, that lays on in one. Roll it up. You can polish the surface. Sorry. Never used it. I don't think it's really taken off. From what I've heard and what I've seen of it on when I attended some of the British Gypsum site courses, it didn't make for a particularly great finish. You struggle to see that in shops these days anyway. Thistle projection. That is denoted by a light blue bag. That's used for machine projection. Never used it, never going to use it. I'm sure they use it on bigger sites. Thistle bond it, little tub there. That is a bonding agent in a 10-litre tub. It is a green paint with a small aggregate in it that is very effective. When I started 7 years ago, that was 40 quid for a 10-litre tub. Now it is 65, 70 quid. And to be honest with you, from my experience, PVA is just as good and a fraction of the price. Geoprime. That's for controlling a very, very high suction background. End of the day, another overpriced product from British Gypsum. PVA will seal it just as good. All these plasters on this page here, all of these come as they are. No need for any additives. Mix them straight up with cold clean water. If you mix plaster up with hot water, you'll speed up the chemical reaction by about 50 times. It'll go off in a matter of minutes, if not seconds. Likewise, if you mix up plaster in warm water, just so that's under warm water, that'll heat up, again the chemical reaction. If you mix up in contaminated water, which basically means dirty plaster water that you might have used to clean your trowels down, or as you've gone to clean a bucket out, you haven't cleaned it out thoroughly and topped it back up with clean water, you've again, it'll send it off very quickly. So do not mix it up with hot water, do not mix it up in contaminated water, otherwise you'll make your job exceptionally stressful. And not only that, these particular plasters, they all require a certain amount of moisture as they are drying. That's where the setting strength comes from, moisture retention during drying. You know, and if you've ever done any plaster and you've gone into a low suction background, you know that the stuff will be hanging there all day. Likewise, if you've got on there to a high suction background, you've laid it on, it will go off in a matter of seconds, and then it'll just drop off the wall. It's lost its adhesion, it's lost its property. If you've ever done any skim work and the plaster has gone off a bit too quick, it's dried out quickly, what you get like a small cracking and eggshell on it. It's not going to drop off the wall, but it's borderline drying out too quickly. You know, another thing, these are things that come with experience. So that's it for the plasterers. Any other products, all your other products I'm going to talk about as I show you how to use them. I just didn't want to go to the expense of buying in bags of plaster to show you what they're. When you start out, obviously all these bags come with the instructions are on the back of how to use them. It's not rocket science. Read the bag, follow the instructions, and away you go.